CAA Football is counting down the days until opening kickoff of the 2013 season. I am Bobby Broyles, joined by my colleague Tim McDonald.
How are we doing, Bobby?
We're doing great, getting closer and closer to the start of the football season, and over the next few weeks, we will be previewing each of our 11 CAA football squads as we get you set for the start of the 2013 season. Today, we take a look at the Rhode Island Rams, and Tim, when we take a look at Joe Trainer's team, while they're coming off a winless campaign in 2012, they bring in one of the largest recruiting class in the league. So while this is certainly a time of transition for this squad, leading the Rams offensively will be a veteran in quarterback Bob Benson.
Like you said, it starts with the youth, a big recruiting class, even for URI, a really big recruiting class. A lot of athletes in this class, like you said. 5 of them are either listed as an athlete or a wide receiver. Offensively, that's really where Rhode Island wants to get going. Last year, the numbers weren't up to par, I think, with Coach Trainer and what he wants. Under 10 games, scoring under 10 points per game, I should say. Bob Benson, then a quarterback who has experience, 15 starts over the last 2 years. The athletes on the offense, I think, are obviously going to be young, and it's going to be a transition process. But right now, offensively, that's where Rhode Island needs to get going, and it starts, like you said, with Benson.
We caught up with head coach Joe Trainer at CAA Football Media Day, where he talked about what we can expect from his third-year starting quarterback.
Yeah, you know, Bob's had a great offseason. He's one of our 4 captains. He was named captain after the spring game. Just a football junkie, great work ethic, one of those personalities that brings people with him. And he takes a ton of pride in his own performance, and there's no question he's going to be poised for a great year this year.
Tim, when we take a glance at the Rhodey defense, the team returns what Scott Meyer last year referred to as the Killer D's, and Doug Johnson and Dave Zacco at linebacker, both of whom missed the 2012 season. Johnson and Zacco now join preseason all-conference selection Andrew Bose to make up what could be a very deep linebacking core for the Rams.
It's definitely going to be interesting. You look at that Rams defense and you look at the strengths, and last year they didn't have any strengths really. It was Andrew Bose, and he was doing everything. And then this year, like you said, both Johnson and Zacco missed the whole season a year ago. And it's funny because now you look at their weakness from last year, now kind of turns into their strength. You look at Bose, he's a kid who had over 80 tackles last year. Zacco's a kid who the year before led the team in tackles, and Johnson was also a second-team, third-team All-CAA conference the year before. So it really is a strength for this team, and it's one of the things that I think will only help them improve defensively.
Well, let's hear from head coach Joe Trainer and what he expects from his young linebacker in 2013.
Yeah, we have I think 10 players that have started, at least 5 games or more going into the year. Andrew started every single game. Really, it kind of was a role player as a true freshman, and then kind of burst onto the scene last year out of necessity with the loss of Zacco and Johnson. But, you hope that, like any young player that has success, you hope he's able to evaluate and then raise the bar and really want to pursue excellence, not just be a pretty good player in a very good league. You hope he wants to be a great player in a great league.
As we noted earlier, it will be a very challenging season for the Rams in 2013, but there's a lot of hope on the horizon for this program, given in that they usher one of the largest recruiting classes in the CAA. It will have a chance to incorporate that new talent with some veterans at some key positions.
And I think that's going to be the emphasis this year, like you said, is incorporating that youth, incorporating the few guys who have experience. And they are young guys, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, it's great to have young guys who can step up and say they've already had experience. Coach Trainer, I think he's the coach who can get under his players, and he can say the players can rally around him. Yep. And I think URI the results might not be there right now, but I think for the future, URI it's going to be a progress, but it's going to be a good progress at the same time.
The Rams kick off their season in the Bronx on Thursday, August the 29th, when they take on Fordham. They will open up their conference slate at home the following week when they welcome CAA football newcomer Stony Brook to Meade Stadium on Saturday, September 7th. Tomorrow we continue our 11 teams, 11-day series when we preview our other new member of the CAA football family, the UAlbany Great Danes. Until then, for Tim McDonald, I'm Bobby Broyles. We'll see you tomorrow.